Hello everyone, welcome back to our online lecture series. So in today's lecture, as a part of our microbiology chapter, we will be discussing about the culture medium. So what is culture medium? So culture medium is nothing but the food material or substance which is required for the growth of microorganisms in vitro conditions. So what is in vitro? In vitro is nothing but the outside the body. So there are two terms in biology. One is in vitro and second one is the in vivo. In vivo means inside the body and in vitro means outside the body. So for the growth of microorganisms in vitro conditions, that is outside the body, or you can say that in laboratory conditions, so whatever the food material that is required, so that is called the culture medium. But the question is that why do we need this culture medium? So why do we need to grow the microbacteria in the outside the body? So these microbes will grow in mixed population in environment. But to study about any particular bacteria, we need the pure form of the particular strain of any bacteria. So to isolate a particular strain in pure form, we need to grow them separately in the lab so that we can study the particular strain and we can study the characteristics and properties of that particular microorganism. So these studies will help us in developing biological products like vaccines and antigens for any particular bacteria. So for that purpose, we need to grow them in the laboratory, that is in vitro condition or outside the body. So the culture medium is nothing but a solid or liquid preparation used to grow, transport or store the microorganisms. So these microorganisms normal habitats wherever they will stay or they will grow, so those habitat will reflect its nutritional requirements. So whatever the nutritional requirements that those bacteria will require, so that can be known by the study of their habitat. So if you see the composition of any culture media, basically what it contains the water, energy source, carbon source, nitrogen source, mineral salts and special growth factors. So these are all the things that any culture medium will contain. So these are the things that are required for the growth of microorganisms. So now we will see what are the different types of culture media and how they have been classified into different types. So now in next slide we will discuss about all those things. So here you can see the different types of culture media classified based on different factors. So in the first case, if you can see that this is classification based on the physical state or the solidity of the material. So there are three types based on the physical state. One is the solid medium, semi-solid medium, and third one is the liquid medium. So in the same way, here you can see the classification based on the chemical contents that are present in the culture media. So one is the synthetic media and second one is the non-synthetic media or the complex media. So in the same way, the third one is the classification based on the function or the purpose of using that particular culture media. They have been classified into different types. One is the general purpose media, and second one is the enriched complex media, and third one is the selective media and differential media, transport media and anaerobic media, and the last one is the assay media. So these are the different types of culture media which have been classified into different classes based on the particular characteristic. Here you can see the classification based on the physical state. So there are three types as I already discussed. One is liquid, solid and semi-solid. So this liquid media is basically it is in fluid state or fluid in nature. So usually it is placed in test tubes, and the example for this liquid media is the nutrient broth. And the second one is the solid media. So this solid media will be prepared by the addition of some solidifying agents like gelatin and agar to the liquid medium. If you add these kind of solidifying agents like gelatin and agar to the liquid medium, then it will form the solid media. So basically the percentage of these solidifying agents are 1 to 5%. So the best example for this one is the nutrient agar. And the third category is semi-solid media. So in this semi-solid media, here also the solidifying agents will be added to the liquid media, but the percentage of these solidifying agents will be very less. So like if you add the agar to the liquid media from 0.2 to 0.5%, then it will become the semi-solid media. So these are the three different types of media based on the physical state. So here you can see the classification based on the chemical contents. So based on the chemical contents, there are two types. One is the synthetic or defined media and second one is the complex or enriched media. So this synthetic media are the media which are specially prepared for the pure chemical from the pure chemical substances for the research purpose. And the advantage in this one, this synthetic media, is that we know the defined composition of every component in that particular media. So second one is the complex media, and as the name suggests, this complex media, we don't know the exact composition or the defined ratios of the components that are present in the media. So that is the major difference. In synthetic media, we know the defined composition of the components that are present in the media, but in case of complex media, the defined components are not the defined composition of the components is not known. So this is the major difference between these two types of chemical media based on the chemical contents. So here you can see the classification based on the function. So in the first one is the general purpose media. So this is the media which is used for the growth of all types of microorganisms. And the second one is the enriched media. So this is the enriched media, which is a solid media which is enriched with the nutritional substances, so that will enhance the growth of microorganisms. And the third one is the selective media. So in this selective media, what it does, it will allow to specific types of microorganisms to grow, and it will inhibit the growth of other microorganisms. So that is the major difference. So it will specifically allow the growth of particular microorganisms, and it will inhibit the growth of other microorganisms. So this is very selective in nature. So that is why we call it as selective media. And the fourth one is the enrichment media. So this is the liquid media which inhibits the commensal and the increase of the concentration of pathogenic microorganisms. And the fifth one is the differential media. So this differential media, what it does, it will differentiate between the different microorganisms due to colors resulting from the metabolic reaction. So based on the metabolic reactions, it will, whatever color they will produce, so it will differentiate between the different microorganisms. So this is the advantage of differential media. So these are all the media based on the class function. So they have classified into different types.